Hi learners, welcome to Agile Mania. We are here today with top 23 most asked interview question on Scrum. Please do subscribe to encourage us to bring more valuable content for you. Let's start the learning journey for today. 1. What is Sprint Zero? Answer: Sprint Zero is the initial sprint in Scrum, focused on setting up the project environment, defining the high-level product backlog, and ensuring all necessary tools, infrastructure, and guidelines are in place before actual development starts. Example: if a team is starting a new project, Sprint Zero would involve setting up Jira, defining the project roadmap, and creating initial backlog items. 2. What are the product backlog prioritization techniques? Answer: some common techniques include 1. Moscow method: must have, should have, could have, won't have. 2. Kano model: basic needs, performance needs, and excitement features. 3. WSJF: weighted shortest job first, used in safe example: a healthcare application may prioritize security features, must have, over UI enhancements, could have. 3. What is the 3-5-3 rule of Scrum? Answer: Scrum consists of 1. 3 roles: Scrum Master, Product Owner, Development Team. 2. 5 events: Sprint, Sprint Planning, Daily Stand-Up, Sprint Review, Sprint Retrospective. 3. 3 artifacts: Product Backlog, Sprint Backlog, Increment. 4. What are the key differences between definition of ready, DOR, and definition of done, DOD? Answer: 1. DOR ensures backlog items are clear, feasible, and estimated before sprint planning. 2. DOD ensures work is completed, tested, and ready for release. 2. Example: a user story requiring API integration should have DOR criteria like API contract is available, while DOD criteria would include code is deployed and tested. 5. How do you decide the sprint length for a project? Answer: 1. Common sprint lengths are 1 to 4 weeks. 2. Consider factors like team size, complexity, stakeholder feedback needs, and deployment frequency. 2. Example: a fintech team needing frequent releases may opt for 1-week sprints, while a research-heavy AI team may prefer 3-week sprints. 6. What is a hardening sprint, and when is it used? Answer: a hardening sprint is a dedicated sprint to focus on final testing, security checks, and performance optimizations before a major release. Example: before deploying a healthcare system to hospitals, a hardening sprint may address security audits and compliance checks. 7. What are the key responsibilities of a Scrum Master? Answer: 1. Facilitate Scrum events. 2. Remove impediments. 3. Coach the team on Agile principles. 4. Publish various reports to keep the stakeholder updated. 5. Helping the product owner in product backlog refinement. 6. Foster a culture of continuous improvement. Example: helping a team resolve deployment issues by collaborating with DevOps. 8. How do you handle team conflicts in an agile environment? Answer: 1. Encourage open communication. 2. Use mediation techniques. 3. Promote collaboration through retrospectives. Example: if 2 developers disagree on architecture, arrange a session with the architect to find a balanced solution. 9. What is velocity in Scrum, and how is it measured? Answer: velocity is the average story points completed per sprint. Example: if a team completes 30 story points per sprint, their velocity is 30. 10. How do you manage dependencies between multiple Scrum teams? Answer: 1. Use a dependency board. 2. Plan cross-team synchronization meetings. Example: if Team A depends on Team B's API, set clear integration deadlines. 11. What is the role of a Scrum Master in safe, Scaled Agile Framework? Answer: in the Scaled Agile Framework, SAFe, the Scrum Master plays a crucial role in ensuring team-level agility while aligning with the broader organizational goals. The key responsibilities include: 1. Facilitating team events, ensuring efficient execution of Scrum ceremonies like sprint planning, daily stand-ups, sprint reviews, and retrospectives. 2. Coaching the Agile team, guiding the team in Agile best practices and SAFe principles, fostering a culture of continuous improvement. 3. Supporting PI, program increment, execution, collaborating with release train engineers, RTE, to ensure the team aligns with PI objectives and commitments. 4. Managing dependencies, helping the team identify and resolve cross-team dependencies within an Agile release train, ART. 5. Removing impediments, acting as a servant leader, proactively eliminating blockers to team progress. 6. Enforcing lean Agile practices, encouraging DevOps, built-in quality, and test-driven development, TDD, to maintain high standards. 7. Enhancing team collaboration, promoting transparency, open communication, and alignment with business objectives. Example: if a SAFe Scrum team is struggling with dependency management, the Scrum Master can facilitate a dependency mapping session with other teams to improve coordination and ensure timely deliverables. 12. How do you facilitate sprint planning effectively? Answer: 1. Ensure backlog items meet DOR. 2. Encourage realistic commitments. Example: prevent overcommitment by ensuring capacity-based planning. 13. What is the difference between Scrum and Kanban? Answer: Scrum and Kanban are both Agile methodologies but have key differences in their approach to workflow and execution. 1. Process structure. Scrum follows fixed-length iterations called sprints, typically 1 to 4 weeks. Kanban is a continuous flow approach without time-boxed iterations. 2. Roles and responsibilities. Scrum defines specific roles: Scrum Master, Product Owner, and Development Team. Kanban has no predefined roles, teams manage work collaboratively. 3. Work planning. Scrum uses sprint planning, where work is committed for a sprint. Kanban has no sprint commitment, work is pulled continuously as capacity allows. 4. Change management. Scrum discourages mid-sprint changes to backlog items. Kanban allows work item changes at any time. 5. Metrics used. Scrum measures performance using velocity and burn-down charts. Kanban focuses on cycle time and lead time. Example: a development team working on feature releases in a product roadmap may use Scrum for structured planning, while an IT support team handling ongoing requests may prefer Kanban for flexibility. Both frameworks can be combined in a Scrumban approach, using Kanban for workflow visualization while maintaining Scrum's sprint structure. 14. How do you handle a situation where stakeholders frequently change requirements? Answer: frequent requirement changes can disrupt team focus and sprint goals. A Scrum Master must balance stakeholder needs while ensuring minimal disruption to ongoing work. 1. Prioritize a strong product backlog. Encourage the product owner to maintain a well-refined backlog where changes can be evaluated and prioritized accordingly. 2. Use change management techniques. Educate stakeholders on the impact of mid-sprint changes and suggest adding changes to future sprints instead. 3. Leverage Agile flexibility. If changes are crucial, implement them in upcoming sprints or adjust based on sprint reviews and feedback loops. 4. Engage stakeholders early. Involve stakeholders in backlog refinement and sprint planning to ensure clarity in expectations. 5. Set clear expectations. Communicate the consequences of frequent changes, such as delays or reduced efficiency. 6. Use time-boxed sprints. Fixed sprints help limit changes during active development, ensuring team focus and predictability. 7. Apply the Moscow method, prioritize requirements into must-have, should have, could have, and won't have to manage expectations. Example: if a stakeholder requests a new feature in the middle of a sprint, the Scrum Master can discuss the impact with the product owner and suggest adding it to the next sprint instead of disrupting the current one. This detailed Q&A guide provides real-world insights for Scrum Masters preparing for interviews. 15. What are some common Agile metrics used to measure team performance? Answer: velocity, cycle time, lead time, and burn-down charts. 16. What is the difference between a user story and an epic? Answer: an epic is a large requirement that is broken down into smaller user stories. 17. How do you ensure continuous improvement in a Scrum team? Answer: conduct actionable retrospectives and apply Kaizen, small improvements. 18. What is a sprint retrospective, and how do you make it effective? Answer: a sprint retrospective is a Scrum ceremony held at the end of each sprint, where the team reflects on what went well, what didn't, and how to improve in the next sprint. The goal is continuous improvement and fostering a collaborative team environment. How to make a sprint retrospective effective? 1. Create a safe environment. Encourage open and honest discussions without fear of blame. 2. Use structured techniques. Employ methods like start, stop, continue, 4LS, liked, learned, lacked, longed for, or mad, sad, glad to gather feedback effectively. 3. Focus on actionable insights. Identify concrete steps for improvement instead of vague discussions. 4. Encourage team ownership. Let the team decide on changes rather than imposing top-down directives. 5. Limit the scope. Keep discussions focused on recent sprint events to avoid overwhelming conversations. 6. Track previous commitments. Review past retrospective actions to ensure improvements are implemented. 7. Keep it time-boxed. Limit the retrospective to 30 to 60 minutes to maintain engagement and efficiency. 8. Use data for decision-making. Metrics like velocity trends, defect rates, and team happiness scores can provide valuable insights. Example: in a retrospective, the team identifies that unclear requirement caused delays. They agree to hold backlog refinement sessions earlier in the sprint to improve clarity and reduce rework. 19. How do you coach a team new to Agile and Scrum? Answer: provide hands-on guidance, conduct workshops, and lead by example. 20. What are some common challenges faced by Scrum Masters, and how do you overcome them? Answer: 1. Resistance to change addressed through Agile education. 2. Lack of stakeholder involvement. Engage leadership proactively. 21 to 30. Advanced scenario-based questions. 21. Product owner wants to add scope mid-sprint. How to deal? Answer: adding scope mid-sprint can disrupt team focus and impact sprint commitments. A Scrum Master must balance flexibility with protecting the sprint goals. Steps to handle scope change mid-sprint. 1. Educate the product owner. Explain that adding scope mid-sprint can impact the team's ability to complete committed work. 2. Assess urgency. If the new request is truly urgent, for example, a critical bug fix, discuss options with the team. 3. Trade-off approach. If the new item must be added, negotiate removing an equivalent item from the sprint backlog to maintain balance. 4. Encourage backlog grooming. Suggest adding the new request to the backlog for prioritization in the next sprint. 5. Use data to justify. Show the impact of previous mid-sprint changes on team velocity and predictability. 6. Foster collaboration. Facilitate a discussion between the product owner and development team to find the best approach. Example: if a product owner wants to introduce a new feature mid-sprint, the Scrum Master can suggest replacing a lower priority user story of similar size or deferring the request to the next sprint to maintain sprint stability. 22. Team frequently misses sprint commitments. How to deal? Answer: consistently missing sprint commitments can indicate poor planning, unrealistic expectations, or execution issues. A Scrum Master must identify the root causes and implement corrective measures. Steps to address missed sprint commitments. 1. Analyze the root cause. Conduct a retrospective to understand why commitments are not being met, for example, underestimation, scope creep, lack of skills, dependencies. 2. Improve sprint planning. Encourage teams to break down user stories into smaller, achievable tasks and use past velocity data for better estimation. 3. Set realistic goals. Ensure the team commits only to what they can realistically achieve within a sprint, avoiding overcommitment. 4. Monitor progress daily. Use daily stand-ups to track progress and identify blockers early to prevent surprises at the end of the sprint. 5. Address dependencies early. Identify and mitigate external dependencies before they impact sprint commitments. 6. Encourage better estimation techniques. Use techniques like planning poker or t-shirt sizing to improve estimation accuracy. 7. Facilitate cross-training. Address skill gaps that may cause bottlenecks by promoting knowledge sharing and cross-functional training. 8. Reinforce accountability. Encourage team members to take ownership of their tasks and proactively communicate risks. 9. Use data to adjust sprint capacity. Review historical sprint data to set achievable commitments based on actual team velocity. Example: if a team consistently fails to complete their committed stories, a Scrum Master might suggest limiting work in progress (WIP) and refining backlog items more thoroughly before pulling them into the sprint.ext sprint. 5. Use data to justify, show the impact of previous mid-sprint changes on team velocity and predictability. 6. Foster collaboration. Facilitate a discussion between the product owner and development team to find the best approach. Example: if a product owner wants to introduce a new feature mid-sprint, the Scrum Master can suggest replacing a lower priority user story of similar size or deferring the request to the next sprint to maintain sprint stability. 23. Stakeholders micromanaging. What to do? Answer: stakeholder micromanagement can hinder team autonomy, reduce motivation, and disrupt the Agile process. A Scrum Master must address this challenge by setting boundaries and fostering trust. Steps to handle stakeholder micromanagement. 1. Educate stakeholders on Agile principles. Explain how Scrum promotes self-organizing teams and that excessive oversight can slow down progress. 2. Define clear roles and responsibilities. Clarify the responsibilities of stakeholders, the product owner, and the development team to avoid interference. 3. Encourage transparency. Provide regular updates through sprint reviews, burn-down charts, and backlog visibility to assure stakeholders of progress. 4. Facilitate effective communication. Arrange structured meetings, for example, sprint reviews, backlog refinements, where stakeholders can give input without disrupting daily work. 5. Protect the team. Politely but firmly redirect stakeholders' concerns to the product owner, ensuring the team remains focused. 6. Use data to build confidence. Show empirical data like velocity trends and predictability metrics to demonstrate the team's ability to deliver. 7. Set expectations on collaboration. Define a process where stakeholders provide feedback at appropriate times rather than intervening in daily activities. Example: if a stakeholder wants to attend daily stand-ups and give direct instructions to developers, the Scrum Master can redirect them to the sprint review for feedback while reinforcing that stand-ups are for team collaboration, not external directives. So we wind up here with the top 23 most asked interview questions for Scrum Master. Hope it was a nice learning journey. Please subscribe for more content on Agile and Scrum.